I wake up every day to the same miserable experience because my weight has me trapped in this chair all day, every day, and I hate it.
I'm just disgusted on the way I look.
My weight is getting to a point where I can't take care of myself anymore. I live with my mother and she has to take care of me most of the time.
I need you.
Okay, we are starting in the absolute depths of despair. She washes herself once a month, sitting on a toilet with a bucket and a sponge on a stick. This isn't just sad, it's a biohazard. This is what it looks like when you've completely surrendered to the prison of your own body. The sheer effort it takes for her to perform the most basic act of hygiene is staggering. How does anyone let it get this far? It's a level of misery that's hard to even comprehend.
And it wasn't just happening to me, it was happening to Allie too. My dad would punch me in my face until my nose bled. My dad would choke me until I couldn't breathe. My dad would kick me until I was black and blue on my legs.
And here it is, the Trauma-Rama origin story. Her father was a monster, beating her until she bled, while her mother just watched. Her sister got all the attention, so Gina was left to fend for herself in a war zone. Of course she turned to food. It was her only friend, her only comfort, her only escape from the relentless chaos of her childhood. You see this, and you understand. The wiring is completely fried. She wasn't just neglected, she was forged in abuse and abandonment.
I know my family thinks that Beth makes things worse, but I know that my weight is an issue that I could change if I could just give up food. But if I can give up, I would have done it a long time ago. But at the same time, I know my body's in bad shape.
Can we talk about the wife, Beth? She acts frustrated, but she's the #1 enabler. Gina snaps her fingers for takeout, and Beth instantly gets it for her. This isn't a marriage, it's a hostage situation where the hostage is also the caterer. Beth complains about being a caregiver, but she's actively participating in Gina's slow-motion suicide. She is just as much a part of the problem. This entire household dynamic is toxic.
Just a guy come in and say my head hurt and say when I hit it with a baseball bat. Okay, so what drive you to snack? Are you hungry or you have it or nervous? Or what?
Thank goodness Dr. Now is here to slice through the nonsense with his scalpel of truth. He immediately sees right through Gina's excuses. He calls her out for hitting her own head with a baseball bat and then complaining about a headache. And he doesn't just target her, he correctly identifies Beth as the facilitator. He lays out the plan perfectly. Gina, stop eating. Beth, stop feeding her. It's the first moment of pure, undiluted sanity we've seen. Finally, an adult is in the room.
I know, but I don't feel good and I'm hungry.
I understand that, but that's not a reason or an excuse.
Okay, Baz, can you go get me something?
We can't do that. You have to have what's on your diet.
You guys aren't eating healthy.
She gets home from seeing Dr. Now and immediately demands food she shouldn't be eating. The diet plan might as well be written in ancient hieroglyphics for all the attention she pays to it. Her excuse? She doesn't feel well. You don't feel well because you weigh over 600 pounds. This is textbook addiction. The second she's faced with the slightest bit of discomfort or responsibility, she sprints right back to her drug of choice. The self-sabotage is already in full swing. It's truly astonishing.
I'm really starting to struggle. This is too much and my anxiety's getting higher, and I want to do the toast for my sister, but I just can't. I just hope Allie isn't upset at me that I can't do the maid of honor toast for her because I really, really wanted to, but I have to go.
The sisters' rehearsal dinner is the perfect stage for a public meltdown. Surrounded by people, Gina is suddenly overwhelmed and has a full-blown panic attack. But is it real panic or a performance? She creates a massive scene, forcing everyone to cater to her anxiety and then flees to the car. This looks less like genuine distress and more like a masterful manipulation to make her sister's special event all about her. It's a classic move to avoid any situation where she isn't the absolute center of attention.
You skipped ahead and moved to here soon like you expect to get weight loss surgery. I am glad you're out of the unhealthy environment with your family, but the primary dysfunction at home is with you and Beth. So you two still have a lot of work to do to address that before your home situation is going to improve.
Right.
Dr. Now is done playing games. After Gina shows up having gained weight, he unleashes the fury. He tells her she's not just failing, she's actively choosing this path and expecting a magical solution. You can see the utter disgust on his face. He gives her one more chance, ordering her into therapy, but the threat is clear. He is this close to kicking her out of the program entirely, and honestly, it's about time someone held her accountable for her own destructive choices.
Okay, well, I'm proud of you for that too.
Thank you.
And since I can see you working hard, this is what I'll do. I'm going to go ahead and approve you for weight loss surgery.
Oh my gosh.
Well, shut my mouth. After months of excuses and failure, she actually lost enough weight to get approved for surgery. She's crying, Beth is crying, and it feels like a victory. But let's be real here. A single good weigh-in after nearly a year of disastrous results doesn't suddenly make her a success story. This feels less like a permanent change and more like a student cramming for a final exam they've been ignoring all semester. I'll believe it when I see it.
You started making some progress and moving in the right direction, but you showed me today that you're not sticking with it like you need. So I'm canceling your surgery and we're not moving ahead with that today.
I'm just really mad at myself right now. I've been working so hard.
And there it is, the ultimate self-destruction. On the morning of her surgery, prepped and ready to go, she steps on the scale and she's gained weight. She gained weight. Doctor now cancels the surgery on the spot. This is one of the most incredible acts of self-sabotage I have ever witnessed. She was at the 1-yard line and decided to run the wrong way. All that work, all that time, all for nothing. She wasted everyone's time and, most importantly, her own last chance. Unbelievable.
And stepped on them, and my first thought was, can't be, no way.
He was 750 pounds, and he's been that size ever since.
We start this journey in a pit of absolute despair. We have James, a man so defeated by his own body that his mother recounts him begging her to just shoot him. Can you even imagine that level of hopelessness? This isn't just being overweight. This is a soul suffocating, convinced it's worthless. He's been hiding behind the weight for years, and now it's actively trying to kill him. This is the starting line, a place so dark that the only direction to go is up. But what a climb it's going to be.
I don't hear no, I ain't supposed to eat it.
I guess James blames me for his weight. I cooked how I knew to cook. I hope he's not too bitter at me.
And here comes the chilling context, the ghost that haunts this entire story. Dr. Now tells us James's father and sister both died from obesity. This isn't just a bad habit, it's a family curse, a genetic and environmental death sentence he's staring right in the face. Every single meal, every day he spends immobile is another step down the exact same path that claimed his family. You have to wonder, is he trying to join them or is he terrified of their fate? This is his legacy, a legacy of tragedy.
We have a hospital bed in there that my husband was using it. When he passed away, my daughter moved to that bed because she said, Mama, I'm gonna sleep in here. I can rest better on this bed.
Just when he's at his lowest, a new dynamic enters the picture. Summer. She's his girlfriend, a woman who is by his side as he starts this fight, but you can already see the codependency forming. She's cheering him on during workouts, but it's clear she's becoming his entire support system. This is a dangerous game. What happens if she gets tired? What happens when his progress isn't fast enough for her? He's outsourcing his motivation, and that's a foundation built on sand. This relationship will either save him or destroy him.
Hello.
Hello.
James, I'm Dr. Sarden.
James.
Nice to meet you, Doctor. I'm Maggie. I'm his mother.
So what did your eating have?
I eat quite a bit and quite often.
So in the span of a day, how many times are you eating?
Dr. Now delivers the first dose of his signature brand of brutal, infuriating reality. James walks in, proud that he's hit the goal of getting under 350 pounds for his skin surgery. And what does Dr. Now do? He moves the goalpost. He tells him to come back when he's under 300. You can see the hope drain from James's face. This isn't a reward, it's another mountain to climb. Dr. Now is making it painfully clear that this program runs on his schedule, not on James's feelings. Welcome to the real world.
Why are you crying anyway?
Because I couldn't make it and you got upset with me.
Are you gonna make me cry?
Sorry, it's too hot. You better watch your heart,
Always.
JJ.
And here's the inevitable crash. The frustration of being denied surgery is poisoning everything. James is stressed, the last bit of weight isn't coming off, and he's taking it all out on Summer. She's nagging him about yard work, he's snapping back, and the entire relationship is cracking under the strain. He's scared of failing, scared of losing her, scared of losing everything he's worked for. This is the addiction's last stand, using his anger and disappointment to pull him right back down into the darkness. Can they even survive this?
Okay. All right, that looks good.
Open up. Good job.
All finished. You did great.
After all the setbacks, all the moving goalposts, this is the moment of pure, unfiltered triumph. James steps on the scale, having fought through the despair, and he's finally hit the magic number. Dr. Now looks at him, sees the work, sees the dedication, and gives him the words he's been dying to hear. We're gonna do your skin surgery. The sheer relief on James's face is everything. This isn't just approval for a procedure, it's validation for a year of hell. He earned this, every single agonizing pound of it.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Pepper. You surprised I was able to walk all this?
Yes, I was. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. Before, nobody wanted to go anywhere with me or hang out or anything.
Even in victory, the past still lingers. In the hospital recovering from surgery, you see the quiet strength of the new bond between him and Summer. He admits that recovery makes him feel trapped, like he's back at his original weight, helpless. But this time is different. Summer is there, fluffing his pillow, a steady presence in the storm. They're working through the rough patch, and it's clear her support is no longer a crutch, but a partnership. This is what healing looks like, both inside and out.
Surgery went very well.
Even though he's hurting, this is just one step. He's gone into the cocoon, now he's coming out, a beautiful butterfly.
Fixing a big problem is never easy, and it's never going to get fixed without a whole lot of pain.
And here is the final weigh-in, the ultimate payoff. James steps on the scale, and the number is staggering, 290 pounds. He lost over 400 pounds. Dr. Now is practically beaming, telling him he's done very well and has changed his life. This is the man who was begging to die, who was following his family into an early grave. Now he's a survivor, a fiancé, a man with a future. He broke the curse, faced down his demons, and walked out of the fire a completely new person, a total success.
Go to the grocery stores, grabbing the groceries and grabbing her wheelchair, and it's very hard for her to move around a lot.
Honey?
Yes.
Can you turn on the water? Yep. We have to take the shower doors off so I could fit. The shower chair I did have broke, so now I sit on my parents' bar stool to shower.
Okay, we are starting in the absolute depths of despair. She needs her fiancé to help her get into the shower, where the doors have been completely removed just to accommodate her. And is she sitting on a shower chair? No, that broke. She is perched on a kitchen bar stool. A bar stool. Can you imagine the humiliation? The sheer daily misery of knowing you can't even perform the most basic hygiene without turning your bathroom into a construction zone. This isn't living. It's a prison sentence served inside your own body.
School with one of my good friends. I got hit by an SUV walking in the crosswalk, and I flew from one side of the road to the next, and he had to have a whole bunch of stitches and staples put in there.
So the trauma reveal hits, and it's a doozy. It's not just the usual chaos of a troubled childhood. At 10 years old, she gets hit by an SUV, and a doctor, an actual medical professional, tells her that her excess weight is what saved her life. Are you kidding me? That one sentence basically hardwired her brain to believe that being morbidly obese was a form of protection. It's like her subconscious has been clinging to fat as a literal suit of armor ever since. How do you even begin to undo that?
What all are we getting?
We have to get steaks.
Those are big boy steaks.
Potatoes.
Stuff for mac and cheese.
Where would the cheese be?
Down at the dairy.
And here we have the classic enabling roadshow, this time at the grocery store. The whole family is in on it. They're not just buying food, they're co-signing her death warrant, one steak and box of mac and cheese at a time. The daughter pushes the cart, everyone chimes in on what poison to buy next, all while Crystal navigates the public shame from her wheelchair. They think they're helping, but they're just her accomplices. This is codependency at its most lethal, playing out right in the frozen food aisle.
The situation is to get bariatric surgery.
Yes.
Okay, so what is new today after 36 years that you just realized that you have to cut back? Like you didn't know that before?
No, I did know.
Thank goodness Dr. Now has entered the chat. He's the only one capable of cutting through the fog of excuses and delusion. He immediately clocks that her entire family is part of the problem and lays it out cold. He tells her someone her size could easily drop 100 pounds in a single month if they just followed the program. It's the shock therapy she needs. He's not just giving her a diet, he's challenging the entire broken system that she and her family call normal. Finally, a dose of reality.
Use the surgery opportunity. I'm gonna be devastated. I'm at Dr. Now's, and we're about to find out how much weight I've lost over the last 5 months. Doctor wants me to lose 20 pounds a month.
So after getting married and taking 5 months to finally move to Houston, she steps on the scale. She was supposed to be losing around 20 pounds a month. Instead, she lost a grand total of 11 pounds. That's just over 2 pounds a month. Are we serious right now? All that time, all that effort for the weight of a bag of potatoes. This is that classic crash back to reality. The addiction is powerful, and it's clear life's little distractions completely threw her off the rails. What a disappointment.
Yes and no, I guess.
We're gonna go down to room 5.
I know that's not good. Oh boy, I'm freaking out a little bit about what Dr. Now is gonna say. I just don't know if I'm gonna be able to handle it if he takes away my surgery opportunity.
This is it, the moment of truth after her massive failure and Dr. Now's final ultimatum. You can practically feel the terror coming off her as she gets off that scale. This isn't just about numbers anymore, this is her entire future hanging in the balance. Will it be another catastrophic failure, or did the fear of losing everything finally light a fire under her? That pause after the number flashes feels like an eternity. The catharsis isn't in tears, it's in whether or not she saved herself from being kicked out.
You didn't lose any weight over the past 5 months, and that is a big concern. But since you didn't gain, I'm gonna give you a chance to get back on track. So I'm gonna give you a goal to lose 30 pounds in 1 month.
And here comes the doctor. Now we all know and love. He is not impressed with her 5 months of nothing. He looks her dead in the eye and sees right through the wedding festivities and moving excuses. He gives her one last chance, a final non-negotiable ultimatum. Lose over 30 pounds in 1 month. Or she's done. This is the strategic tough love we live for. He knows she's on the edge of disaster, and he's giving her that aggressive shove she needs to either fight for her life or give up completely.
All right. I did it. I'm excited and I feel just relieved.
When you're ready, we're going to room 5.
But I'm not out of the woods yet.
She did it. She actually, honest to goodness, did it. After that brutal ultimatum, Crystal comes back and hasn't just met the goal, she's crushed it, losing 37 pounds. And just like that, Dr. Now gives her the green light for surgery. This is that moment of pure, hard-won victory. It proves that when faced with the absolute final consequence, she was capable of doing the work all along. This wasn't a miracle. This was a choice. She earned this approval, and you can just feel the relief wash over everyone.
You're supposed to sit on the edge so the sound barrier.
It is. Sit on the edge, Faith.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. I can hear you.
I can hear you too.
Wow.
I love you.
Love you too.
It's been about 2 months since my surgery.
Look at this transformation. Just look at it. She's out of the wheelchair, walking around a park with her kids, and genuinely smiling. This is the payoff. After all the struggle, the setbacks, and the pain, she is finally getting her life back piece by piece. She is active, she is present, and she has hope. This isn't just about weight loss. It's about reclaiming a future that was almost completely lost to food. For the first time, it feels like she's not just surviving, she's actually starting to live.
I hurt all the time.
I don't get up much.
With me having this big stomach,
It pulls on me so bad.
and it feels like my skin is on fire and it's just gonna melt.
I have trouble breathing, especially when I'm walking.
We kick things off in a world made of pain. Meet Susan, a woman whose own body has become her tormentor. The simple act of walking is a high-wire act over the abyss of a potential fall, a fall from which there is no recovery. Her skin feels like it's on fire, every breath is a battle, and her reflection is an enemy she refuses to face. This isn't just a physical prison, it's a psychological torture chamber where her own form is the source of all misery. How do you even begin to fight back?
Me and her dad started fighting a lot. He was an alcoholic. He would come home drunk and somebody was going to get hit. It was either me or Susan.
I think that Susan was unhappy growing up.
And here it is, the textbook origin of the trauma. Her childhood was a battlefield dominated by an alcoholic father who used his fists as punctuation. So, what does a loving but powerless mother do? She medicates the emotional wounds with sugar. Every time her daughter was upset, mom would run to the store for ice cream and candy. Food became the only reliable comfort, the only escape from the chaos. This isn't just an addiction, it's a coping mechanism that has spiraled into a slow-motion suicide.
Close, and they've got each other.
Nacho,
Yeah. My mom is the most important person in Susan's life.
This is just infuriating. We see the family dynamic in action at the grocery store, and it's a masterclass in codependent sabotage. As Susan struggles, her mother, the most important person in her life, is also her chief poisoner. Even the sister calls her out, stating that every plate of food she hands Susan is another nail in the coffin. But mom can't stop. She's trapped in a cycle of guilt. Mistaking this slow-motion murder for love, she is actively killing her own child with kindness.
Who lives with you?
I live with my mom.
Okay, so we have to get mom to sort of watch you, huh? Are you a good watcher or are you enable?
I've been an enabler.
I figured that out.
Enter Dr. Now, the singular voice of sanity in this den of dysfunction. He takes one look at the situation and cuts right to the bone. He sees the 600 pounds, the raging skin infection, and then he turns his laser focus on the mother. He flat out asks if she's a watcher or an enabler, and when she admits her guilt, he slams her with the truth. You shortened her life, and that is not love. He lays down an ultimatum: lose 100 pounds or there's no surgery. The wake-up call has arrived.
Oh.
Hello.
So you lost 150 pounds.
Yep.
Can you tell the difference?
Yeah, a little bit.
Susan has done very well. She has exceeded my expectation.
This is the reward for that initial, brutal honesty and hard work. Susan walks into Dr. Now's office for her first weigh-in, and the number is jaw-dropping. She didn't just meet his goal, she obliterated it, losing an incredible 150 pounds. Dr. Now is visibly impressed, admitting she exceeded his expectations. With the skin infection clearing up, he gives her the green light she's been fighting for. She is approved for surgery. This is a monumental victory, a testament to her newfound will to live.
This morning, I just fell to the ground. It just happened all of a sudden. I couldn't get the strength to get up, and I had to crawl and have my mom help me get into bed.
Just when things were looking up, disaster strikes. This isn't a cheat meal. It's a full-blown medical nightmare. Post-surgery, Susan suddenly collapses, her legs numb and useless. She has to crawl to her bed. Her worst fears realized. This is neuropathy, the long-term price of her obesity coming to collect its debt. The cruel irony is staggering. She finally gets the tool to save her life, only for her body's history of abuse to threaten permanent paralysis. You just can't make this stuff up.
It scared me not to be able to be moving around.
But you will be.
I don't want to be in a wheelchair. It scares the living crap out of me.
Here in the hospital bed, the terror finally boils over. This isn't manipulation. This is a genuine, soul-shaking catharsis. Diagnosed with a condition that could leave her paralyzed, Susan completely breaks down. She is terrified of ending up in a wheelchair, a fate worse than being 600 pounds. All the fight, all the progress is threatened by this new enemy from within. This is the moment the fear becomes fuel, the raw terror that will either push her to give up or force her to fight harder than ever before.
The surgery was my second chance at life. And I'm not gonna let a setback like this take that from me. I'm gonna fight. Okay.
This is the turning point. Faced with the horror of paralysis, Susan makes a choice. In the rehab facility, she doesn't surrender. She attacks. She looks at the staircase, her new Mount Everest, and she starts to climb. Every step is an agony, a battle against atrophied muscles and damaged nerves. But she does it. She refuses to let a walker or a wheelchair be her future. This isn't just physical therapy. This is Susan dragging herself back from the brink, one painful, triumphant step at a time.
For the surgery, she was just barely living, but I feel like she's back. She's happy again, and I couldn't be more proud.
Without this surgery, she wouldn't be alive.
And this is the final, beautiful payoff. A year ago, Susan was a prisoner in her own home, barely living. Now, she is the guest of honor at her own 38th birthday party, surrounded by friends and family who are seeing her truly happy for the first time in decades. Her sister says it best: without the surgery, she wouldn't be alive. She has a new chance at life, a new beginning. She is no longer just surviving, she is celebrating, an absolute triumph.